Hey, what's up guys? It's Josh here from KeepItTechie, where I help you learn Linux and break into the tech field one command at a time. And in today's video, we're going to check out Immich, a self-hosted photo and video backup solution on Ubuntu 24.04 using Docker and Docker Compose. And if you've been looking for a way to replace Google Photos or iCloud with something you control running on your own server, this is a great option. Now, real quick, before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps other people find this content and support the work I'm doing over here. All right, let's jump into it. So what is Immich? I'm at immich.app, and of course I had a link down in the description of the video, but Immich is basically your self-hosted Google Photos alternative. It gives you automatic photo and video uploads from your phone, a nice timeline view of your images, album sharing and search. It also has local AI features like facial recognition and object detection. It also supports multiple users, so your whole family can use it. And the cool part is, all of this runs on your own hardware, so nothing is being pushed up to a third-party cloud provider unless you specifically set it up that way. Now, on the back end, it's made up of a few services. There is a main Immich server, there's a machine learning service, which handles the local AI features, and then a Postgres server for the database, and then Redis and TypeSense for caching and search. But we don't have to install all of that manually. We're going to run it with Docker and Docker Compose. And Immich provides an official Docker Compose YAML file and an environment file, which we'll use, and it makes the whole stack much easier to manage and update. And just to show you guys, if we go down to the bottom, they do have a mobile app as well that you can install on Android or Apple, and this will allow you to upload your images directly to Immich automatically, just like Google Photos or iCloud. But I also wanted to show you guys the documentation site, and this will take you to the quick start, but this is the Docker setup. It gives you the requirements. So the system needs to at least have 4 gigabytes of RAM and 2 CPU cores, Docker installed, obviously. And then this tells you how to basically download it and get it set up. Basically, you can get that Docker Compose YAML file by just using this wget right here. This will get that example file that you have, as well as the environment file right there. And you can modify it as you need to, make changes to passwords and all that stuff. And I'll show you guys all that once we get it set up on our server. Now let's talk about why you might want to run Immich. And I'll just go to this quick comparison page right here. Most of us are taking thousands of photos and videos every year. I know I do, from family, traveling, projects, screenshots, everything. All of that ends up in Google Photos or iCloud or some random phone backup service. And that means your most personal memories are sitting on servers you don't control. And with Immich, you keep ownership of your data, and you can put it on a separate disk or NAS and scale storage how you want. You get many of the same features as Google Photos, but it's all locally, and you can create users for other people in your household. And if you're already into Linux and homelab stuff, this just fits perfectly into that ecosystem. So if you're watching this channel, you're probably already the IT person for your family. And Immich is one of those services that makes you look like that IT hero when you set it up for everyone. So let's go down and hop over to my virtual machine so I can walk you guys through the full setup of Immich. What's up, y'all? If you've been watching my channel for a minute, you already know I stay talking about Linux. And if you're looking for a solid, reliable enterprise Linux distro, let me put you on to Rocky Linux. This is the go-to replacement for CentOS, and it's built for the community, by the community. It's got everything you need for a stable and secure Linux experience, whether you're running servers, home labs, or enterprise workloads. And the best part, it's backed by CI/CD, making sure it stays rock solid for the long haul. So if you're tired of these companies pulling the plug on your favorite distros, Rocky Linux is where you need to be. And I've covered Rocky Linux before, and trust me, it's worth checking out. So head over to rockylinux.org to learn more and get started. Keep it techie. Peace. All right, so I'm connected to my virtual machine. This is Ubuntu 24.04. It's already updated, but I'll just run the updates just so you guys are getting a habit of actually doing that for any server that you're working with. Sudo apps updates. This will refresh the repository, see if there are any updates for the system, which I'm sure it's good to go. I think I updated it yesterday, so we should be good. So we do have a couple packages. Let's go down and upgrade them right fast. I'm gonna do upgrade-y center. I'll go through and install those updates right fast. And while we wait on those updates, let's switch back over to the browser right fast, because I want to show you guys where I'm gonna get how I'm gonna install Docker. All you have to do is go over to wiki.kitpro.us. I'll have the link down in the description of the video as well. You can just search Docker. I have a Docker script in here, and I'll put the link so you guys can go right to it, or you can search Docker and you can find it. But basically, I have a script that goes through, install all the necessary dependencies, add the Docker official repository, install the latest Docker engine and command line tools, set up the user permissions, install the latest version of Docker Compose, and verify the installation. So that's what this script actually does. So all you have to do is download this shell script, and this will get a Docker and Docker Compose installed on your system. And so once those updates are done, I'm gonna basically copy this link right here, and I'm gonna use wget and just pull that script down to my system and then make it executable, and then run that script, and it'll get Docker and Docker Compose installed. I'll show you guys that in a second once these updates are finished, but I'll be back when they finish. All right, so our updates are done. Let's go down and copy that link address and use wget to grab our script, and let's go and paste that in there and press enter. And it'll download the script for us, and if we ls, you'll see it right there. So all we have to do is chmods, and then you put the plus and then X, that'll change it to executable, and then specify the script. Boom. And then all we have to do is select that script, and this will allow it to run. And it'll basically go through, check if there are any updates on the system, which we just updated the system, we're good. But then it'll go down and run through the process of installing Docker and Docker Compose. So I'll be back when it finishes. All right, so that's done. Docker and Docker Compose is installed. If you look right here, it'll tell you what's installed. So Docker version 29.02, and that's the build number. And then Docker Compose version 2.40.3. So both of those have been installed. Now, what you want to do is go down and add your user to the group, the Docker group, so you don't have to type sudo every time you run a Docker command. So let's go sudo user mods, and then -a, and then capital G, and then Docker, and then your user account. So Josh. For me, just select whatever your name is for your user account. Press enter. That'll add us to that account, and then let's go on exit out, then log back into the server, and we should have Docker privileges now. So if you type groups under your account, it'll tell you what groups you're a part of. So now you can run all your Docker commands with no sudo. Now there's another application I know I'm gonna need, because I'm using a minimized version of Ubuntu, which doesn't have all those packages, or all the packages that come on a standard server setup of Ubuntu server. So it doesn't have like extra packages that you would typically see on there, like Nano. So I know I need to get that installed because I like Nano. That's just one of those applications I use all the time. So sudo apt Nano and press enter. Let's go down and install Nano right fast, get that on the system, and boom, we're good to go right there. So we got Nano on there. All right, so now that we got everything set up as far as the applications we need to install, Immich, let's go down and get it all set up. So first thing I like to do is create a directory for Immich. So let's create an Immich directory. Let's make sure we spell, and let's go down and press enter, and let's cd into our Immich directory. And what we want to do is download the official Immich Docker Compose file and the environment file. So I already have the links that I copied from their page. And just to remind you guys, let's go back over to the websites and let's switch back over to our quick starts. And as you can see, these are the links I'm copying right here. Let's go back to our terminal, and then let's go down and paste our links in there. And that's going to get our Docker Compose files for us. Let's go down and press enter. I'll download it in our Immich folder, and then let's also grab our environment file. And this is an example environment file. And we're gonna just use the defaults that are in there, but I'm gonna open them up so I can show you what's in there, so you can at least see them. So let's go ls and then -a, so you guys can see both of them. So you see the Immich file is hidden, obviously, because it got the dot in front of it, and then your Docker got composed. So let's go into our Immich file first. So let's go sudo, or actually not sudo, nano.env, press enter. So this will be our upload location, which is our library. We can specify a different location if we want to store our library in a different location. Let's say we have a NAS connected to this server, and this is where you want, if you have a whole bunch of pictures, if you already have some pictures shared on a NAS somewhere, like a share somewhere, and you want to be able to add pictures to that share, and it's connected to this server right here, or virtual machine right here, and it shares all those files out on Immich, and this is the location that you want to upload new images to. So you want to specify that, or you can mount it to this folder. You can mount folders wherever you want to mount them. You can mount a share under this library directory if you want to, or you can put it under mount and then create a folder for it over there. Doesn't matter. Now this will be your database location, which is under Postgres. So we got to create these two folders under there, because it's going to be looking for those two folders. Right here is our time zone, which I already have written out for me. So all you got to do is uncomment this out. So keep the TZ, remove that because that's universal time, and actually go back. Got to delete that C out for there and go down and paste in our time zone. So it's America, Los Angeles. Let's see, Immich version 2. So it is version 2. And you can set your passwords here if you want to. So database password, Postgres, you could change it to whatever you want. Please use only characters. And I recommend you change this. I'm going to just use defaults, just to use defaults, because it really doesn't matter. I'm going to delete this afterwards, but you definitely don't want to use the defaults, because anybody that downloads the example file, they know what the password is, and they most likely going to try those passwords if they can access your server some kind of way, or access those databases if you have it available on the internet some kind of way. And I don't know if they can get to that or not, but you don't want to take that chance. So change the password, and it says the values below this line do not need to be changed. So leave those the same. So Postgres and Immich as a database name, but just change that password up here at least. So that's pretty much all the changes you need in here. Let's go down and exit that out. And then let's also go into our Docker Compose file, because I want to at least show you guys what's in there right fast. So it just pulls down the latest version of the Immich server. These are the ports. So that's the port you're going to go to actually get to it. So it's 2283. It depends on Redis and the database, which is Postgres. And if you go down here, there's the machine learning. It's going to pull that image down. What else? Redis, database. And that's pretty much it right up in there. And so we good. You don't need to make any changes up in here. Now it's going to look for this upload location. So you want to make sure you create that directory, because it's going to look for that, whatever we have set in our environment file, because that's where this is being pulled from. This $ upload location is pulling that from the environment file. So gotta make sure you create those folders. So let's go on and do that now. And we can just use one command to create both of those. We could just go make dir -p, and then we can go library, and then what was that one? Progress. And I think that's right. Yeah, let me make sure I spell it right. Yeah, that's right. And so if we ls this directory again, you'll see we got our two folders in there. So that's where it'll store our files, or our Immich files, and then our Postgres database there. And then our environment file knows where that location is. Now we're good to go to start our Immich with Docker Compose. So all you have to do is type Docker Compose up, and then -d, and press enter. And you'll see it pull down each one of the images and start them up. So I'll just let this run, and I'll come back when it actually finishes, because sometimes this takes a minute. All right, so I'll remove my face so you guys can see the full thing. But as you can see, it pulled down all of our images. It took a little while for that, but then we got all our containers up and running, created and stored it. So one thing you want to do is go down and check if everything is up and running. So all you have to do is type Docker PS, press enter, and this will let you know if everything is running, and you want to check the status. So right now it's still starting up the Immich server. So it says health starting. So just keep checking. It's only been like 55 seconds ago is when it started. So you want to wait till it says healthy like the rest of them. And let's check again right fast. Let's see if it's started. It's still starting, so about a minute. Let's just give it a couple more minutes. And I hope you guys know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this right here. As you can see, it says health starting. The other ones are healthy. That means they are running. So they're actually started and running. This one is still trying to start up. So let's see, we can check. It's been a couple more minutes. So let's see if this is done. Yeah, there we go. So it's up. As you can see, it says healthy 2 minutes ago. So all of them are healthy. And now all you have to do is go to the IP address of the server as well as the port, and that'll get us to our Immich server. So let's find out what the IP address is of this server, and we can head on over to it. So let's scroll up a little bit. Let's see what we got here. So this is our IP address. So all we have to do is go to this IP address and then our 2283. So let's switch over to our browser. So that is Immich. Now, all we have to do is hit get started. And this is going to walk you through setting up the admin accounts. And what I'm going to do is just put my KeepItTechie email address in there, and then admin password, just make it super strong or whatever you want. Definitely recommend you make it strong because the admin password is your line of defense. If somebody guess that, then you know what I'm saying, you are up S Creek. Let me say that. All right, so KeepItTechie, let's hit sign up. Boom. And we're not going to save that. We're just going to type it in. All right, welcome KeepItTechie. Let's get this instance set up with common settings. So we got a theme. So I'm going to stick with the dark theme. I like that. You can set up your language. That's fine. Your server privacy, so you can have the maps turned on. You can turn it off if you want to. Version check, this will allow you to check. It'll check periodically. GitHub to see if we're on the latest version. Let's see, user privacy. So you can have Google Cast on here if you want to. You can turn that on. It's off by default, which is good. You know what I'm saying? But you can turn this on if you want. So you can set up a storage template. Now, this right here is a little difficult to understand. It's a little bit difficult. I definitely recommend you guys looking into the documentation for that. As you can see, it pulls up the documentation. You just gotta, it's a format you have to figure out or understand how to use and type out. So if we go back over here and let's turn it on, I just want to show you guys, this breaks down the date and times and the other variables. And you have to put in how you want your template to be set up as far as your files, how you want everything to be set up when it comes to your storage. But I'm not gonna do that currently, but I recommend you, if you want to organize your stuff or you want to make it organized yourself, you can specify how you want everything to be set up as far as storage when it comes to a template. Now let's go to backups. You can set up your, and this is one thing I like, it highlights that you need to do a 3-2-1 backup strategy. So that's definitely important. You always want to have 3 total copies of your data, including the original files. This includes 1 offsite, which of course it's hard to do that unless you have a family member or something you can store some stuff at, or if you're a business and you have, I don't know, the money to pay for offsite storage. But other than that, most people have 2 local copies, which that's where I'm at, but at least 2 local copies on different devices. And this can include the main files and backups, and then the 1 offsite copy in the cloud or another physical location. That's the 3-2-1 strategy. And then also, next thing is the mobile app. You can install the mobile app. So if you click here, this will take you to the store, and then Obtainium configurator. Let's hit done there. But this is Immich right there. So all your photos will show right up in here. And like I said, it's just Google Photos. You can see it shows you your storage space, like how much storage space you got on there. And obviously this is just a virtual machine, so it doesn't really have much. But let's upload a couple files right fast. Let's go right up in here, see what we got. See if I can find a couple photos to put up here right fast. Yeah, let's drop some of these in there. So these are just some random pictures I put up there. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is cool. So yeah, we just got a couple cool pictures up there. What's that, the rover, Mars rover? So that's super cool. You'll see it finds the date when those files were created, and it organizes them by the date. So that's super cool, just like Google Photos. When you go in there and do it, you can explore. Let's see, upload more photos to explore your collection. You got your map. So this will start recognizing the locations. Right now, I don't think any of these have a location in them or location data. That's why they're not showing up on the map, but it'll show the location of where the pictures were taken. So if you got pictures you took in Houston, pictures you took in Chicago, like different trips, you can go through and look at all your different stuff. And now you can also share, you can create share links, all that stuff. You got your favorite folders or favorites, albums, you can create your albums. They got some utilities in here. You can review duplicates, review large files, manage locations. See, if you go up in here, you see how it says, no GPS. That's because these files were, I think I downloaded them from one of those free websites where you can get images from. So it doesn't have any GPS location on them. And then let's go back right fast. I just want to show you guys, I see Obtanium configurator, and then app download link. Let's go archive photos and videos to hide them from your photo view. So this is just a way of archive, but it's still there, but it's just archived. You can lock specific folders behind a pin. And if I click on it, you'll see that it'll allow you to create a pin in order to lock specific files that you don't want to be seen by anyone else that has access to your server. And you also have a trash. So things will be permanently deleted after 30 days. And you can also empty your trash. You can restore all that good stuff. Now, let me show you guys all the administrator menu. So you got your users in here. You can manage all your users. So you can create new users, all that good stuff. Jobs, so you can set up jobs. So generate thumbnails, extract metadata. If there is external libraries, so they'll scan any external libraries that you add to it. The sidecar metadata, discover or synchronize sidecar metadata from the file system. The smart search. So it'll run machine learning or assets to support smart search. Duplicate detection, run a duplicate detection, just see if you have any duplicate files in here. Face detection, so that's cool. Just like in Google Photos, facial recognition. OCR, use machine learning to recognize text in images. Transcode videos, so this will allow you to transcode. So if you go, let's see, I'm trying to remember how you can look at the formatting of it. I think it's under settings. I'll go to it in a second, but migration and store simply migration. But let's go into settings right fast. Yeah, here we go. So under here, you got your authentication settings. What is it? Database dump settings. So you can manage, you can dump the database, the Postgres database. That way you have a backup of it. Thumbnail settings. This is basically all those settings. So what I was talking about was the machine learning settings. Let's see, what was it? Nightly task, map, maintenance, server setting. Oh, you can set up, this is your public. If you have a public URL that you want to use, you can set that up right there. I'm trying to remember, what was I actually looking at? Oh, this custom CSS, if you want to add that to it, trash settings. You can specify a different number. Like if you wanted 60 days, that's cool. Delete delay. Let's see, version check. Oh, there we go. Video transcoding. I knew there's a video transcoding policy. So you can specify what you wanted. So accepted video codec. So HEVC. So that's the H265, I believe. And then also AV1, VP9. You can transcode. And then also that means you can you probably can add a video cord to this actual virtual machine, and it should use it in the transcoding process. And then containers, so you got MOV, WebM, OGG. So I just wanted to at least show y'all that. MP3, Opus for audio codecs. Let's see, we got some more encoding options. 720, that'll basically shrink it down to 720. But you can, I think you can specify a higher resolution. Yeah, 4K. You can go all the way up to 4K, or you can keep it original if you want the higher resolution, if you have the space for it. That's up to you. You know what I'm saying? If you got the space, I recommend you keep it the way it is. I would just know that it's going to take up a lot of space. That's all I wanted to show you guys there. Then you can add external libraries. So if you got a different location you want to add here where it scans, and then this also just shows you the stats, the server stats. So super cool. And it also gives you user details, the different users and how much they're actually using on the system. So like how many folders, how many videos, their usage amount, and then the totals up here. And then you also got your search up here, which is super cool. Once you start searching for particular photos, and then start mapping GPS load, you can search for locations and all that stuff, just like in Google Photos, which is now one last thing I wanted to show you guys before I close. I just wanted to at least show you guys the search. Like I said, this is very intuitive. If you click right here, you can search via context. You can do file name or extension, description, search by context, place, state, city, camera. You can look for a specific camera that you use to take the pictures, lens models, if all that stuff is recognized via the metadata, start date, end dates, media type. So you can look for specifically images, videos, display options. So not in any folder, or maybe in an archive or favorites. So you got a whole bunch of like little search options in here that are super dope. You know what I'm saying? To help you narrow down your searches. And then that helps when it comes to, with the AI included, that'll help you narrow down exactly what you're looking for when it comes to the specific pictures that you're looking for. So that's how you install and use Immich on Ubuntu Server 24.04 using Docker and my KeepItTechie Docker script. And just a recap, we install Docker and Docker Compose, pull the official Immich Docker Compose file, as well as the environment file, configured the upload and database location, brought the stack up, logged into the web UI and tested uploads, and checked out the full UI and just walk you guys through all the main menu options that you have. If you're trying to move away from big cloud providers owning all your memories, this is a solid open source way to take control of all your data. And if you want to see a follow-up video where I move the library to, let's say, a separate drive or NAS, also put Immich behind a reverse proxy with HTTPS, or integrate it deeper into a Proxmox homelab setup, let me know down in the comments. Again, if this video helped you out, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who's ready to learn Linux and start self-hosting their own tools. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep learning, keep building, and of course, keep it techie.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Listen, if you've been sitting there thinking about making a move, let me tell you, tech is where it's at. I don't care where you coming from, whether you've got a degree, a GED, or just pure hustle. There's room for you in this game. You see, tech is more than just keyboards and code. It's solving problems, creating opportunities, and building the future. You already have what it takes, because tech doesn't care where you start. It cares where you're willing to go. You can teach yourself Linux, learn Python, break into cybersecurity, or even launch your own app. And the resources are out here for free. And yes, you heard me, free. Now, yeah, it's gonna take effort. You'll have to grind, but think about this. The time is gonna pass anyway, so why not invest it in a skill that'll change your life? I mean, tech doesn't just pay the bills, it opens doors to freedom, stability, and generational wealth. So stop doubting yourself, start small, stay consistent, and keep building. Because this isn't just a career, it's a movement. And guess what? You belong here. So let's get it, because the future is yours to build. Keep it techie.
What?